Hello dear students of third prep science. Let's go to start our episode today as we have to complete the mirrors. Especially we will talk today about the spherical mirror and how can we draw the image which is formed in front of the or by the object in front of the spherical mirror, especially concave mirror. But first we should know how can we deal with the first three rules to draw the light rays falling on the spherical mirror, especially the concave mirror. As we have here, the first rule said what? Incident light ray parallel to the principal axis. So here the light ray, as you see here, parallel to the principal axis. By ruler طبعا we draw. So the light ray here falling parallel to the principal axis, and in this case the light ray will fall or reflect through what? Reflect through focus of the mirror. So if the light ray falls parallel to the principal axis, لو اللايت نزل parallel to the principal axis, it will reflect through what? Through focus, as we see هنا هيمشي parallel, reflect through focus. Okay, next one is incident light ray passing through focus. Incident light ray passing through focus, as we see here like that, falling through focus, as we should draw the arrow to determine the direction of the incident light ray, and then the light will reflect as light ray parallel to the principal axis, as we see. Okay, يبقى light ray falling what here? Through the focus. So in this case the light will reflect parallel to the principal axis, as we see. Next rule is what? Incident light ray passing through the center of curvature of the spherical mirror, especially here we have a spherical mirror and we have concave mirror. So the light ray falls through the center of curvature. In this case the light ray will reflect on itself. Why? Because the angle of incidence equal the angle of reflection equals 0, as we studied before in second prep, خدناها في تانية إعدادي, and now in third prep, but in the spherical mirror. So how can we use rule number 3, rule number 2, and rule number 1 to deal with the image? How can we deal with the object to draw the image? First one, here we have body at distance more than focal length and less than double focal length. In this case the light what? More than focal length but less than double focal length. So firstly we should use what? لازم نستخدم, as we see here, we should use the protractor to draw the arc, عشان نرسم الارك بتاعنا, as we see like that. Okay, then we will use, after that we will use the ruler. نستخدم الruler to measure what? Here we have two equal distances, as we have P to F focal length and from F to C another focal length. So we have two focal length as we have radius of curvature. So 0, for example, 3, 6. Okay? In this case, the light ray falling what? Of the object at distance more than focal length but less than double focal length. So زي ما احنا شايفين كده قدامنا, by using the ruler. We have number 1, نبعد كده خلاص الرولر بتاعتنا. We have طبعا all rays, all rays, all light rays or principal axis, we should use what? Yes, we should use the ruler. يبقى we have C, we have F, we have P. Okay, the object at distance more than focal length but less than double focal length. So the object in which position here? Object is here between F and C. So we have the object is here and we should use rule number 1 at least. يعني at least هنا we should use 2 rules. نستخدم 2 rules at least. Number 1, light ray falling parallel to the principal axis. In this case, the light ray will reflect through focus as we see like that. Okay? And we have another rule. As here the light ray falling through focus. لو light ray نزل من الفocus. So the light ray falling through focus. In this case, the light ray will reflect parallel to the principal axis. Don't forget to draw the direction of the light ray. So the light ray reflect parallel to the principal axis. And at the point of intersection of the reflected light rays, we have the image. We have the image. So the image is here now. And we have image as we see. So if the object at distance more than focal length but less than double focal length, which means the object between F and C, so here object is here and the image is here now. So we'll talk about the properties of the image in front of concave mirror. The properties is what? Number 1, the image is inverted, يعني upside down, يعني الصورة مقلوبة. Number 2, image is real, which means can be received on a screen. Number 3, image is magnified, مكبر. Number 4, the image is after center of curvature. So any image after center of curvature, so any image we should talk about 4 properties. Number 1, inverted or erect, مقلوب ولا معدول. real or virtual, صورة حقيقية ولا صورة بيسموها تقديرية. magnified or equal or diminished, مكبر ولا نفس السايز ولا مصغر. and its position according to the appearance of the image. We have another example here. Body at distance more than double focal length. طبعا we know now how can we draw the image. We use what? Number 1, we use protractor. هنستخدم البروتراكتور as we see to draw the arc. Okay. So as we see the arc like that. Okay. And by using, after using the arc, we will use ruler. نبعد بقى الارك خلاص مش عايزينه دلوقتي. We will use what? The ruler to draw 2 equal distances by using the ruler. 2 equal distances. مسافتين قد بعض. P, F and what? And C. Then we will draw the principal axis. طبعا during the exam we will use only pencil, not colored pen. مش هنستخدم الألوان يعني في during you draw the image. Okay, so first we should put the points P, F, and C. In this case, the object at distance more than double focal length. So the object at distance after center of curvature. We should use at least 2 rules. Number 1, light ray falls parallel to the principal axis. It will reflect through focus. Okay. Then the second law, light ray falling through the focus. Okay. It will reflect parallel to the principal axis as we see like that. So the intersection in which place? Intersection in this place, in this point, the intersection. So the image is here. We will draw the image in this point. So image is what? ناخد the properties of the image. Number 1. image is inverted. Number 2, image is what? Real. Any inverted image is real because it can be received on a screen. Number 3, the image is smaller than the object, as we see the size of image and the size of object. So the image is smaller than the object, which means what? Diminished, يعني مصغر. Number 4, image is what? Between its position, between F and C, between center of curvature and focus. Okay, so now, dear students, how can we deal with any position of the object in front of concave mirror? We have rule number 1, light ray fall parallel to the principal axis. In this case, the light ray will return back through focus. And rule number 2, if the light ray falling through the focus, it will reflect parallel to the principal axis. And we have rule number 3, in this case, the light ray falling through the center of curvature. In this case, the light ray reflects on itself. Why? Because the angle of incidence equal the angle of reflection equal 0. We will use rule number 1 in all problems. Light ray parallel to the principal axis reflected through focus. All problems. But we have one case we can't use rule number 2, which means light ray falling through the focus in 2 cases. If the object at focus or the object after focus, يعني at distance less than focal length. يعني we have 2 cases. We will use rule number 1 as any problem, but in these cases we will use rule number 3, not rule number 2. Rule number 3, which means light ray falling through the center of curvature. In this case it will reflect on itself. هنشوفها مع بعض التو problems اللي احنا هنشوفهم. زي ما احنا شايفين هنا body at distance less than focal length. Body at distance less than focal length اهي. less than focal length. طبعا هنستخدم برضو الرولر والبروتراكتور. ruler and protractor. less than focal length. Okay. Number 1, drawing the arc. Okay. Thanks a lot my protractor. خلاص بنشكرها. We will use the ruler to draw 2 equal distances, as we see, by using pencil. P, F, and what? And C. Okay, 2 equal distances. بكررها تاني قد بعض. Then we will draw the what? The principal axis. Principal axis is a straight line passing through the center of curvature and pole of the mirror. Okay? Now, the position of the object in which place? فين مكان الأوبجكت؟ طبعا we know now light ray we have 2 rules. Number 1, C, F, and P. Object is here. مكانه فين؟ Between F and P, distance less than focal length. So if the focus behind the object, we should use rule number 3. Rule number 1, light ray parallel to the principal axis, it will reflect through focus, as we see. And here we can't use rule number 2, so we'll go to rule number 3. Light ray passes through the center of curvature, but as we see in this case the light passing through the center of curvature but from the head of the object, زي rule number 1 و rule number 2. يعني came from what? From the head of the object. جاي من هنا. The 2 light rays here can't intersect. So we will make extensions by using the ruler برضو. يعني هستخدم ruler to draw extensions on the same straight line. يعني هستخدم الاكستنشن هنا عشان ارسمها على السيم ايه straight line of the reflected rays. يعني احط رولر عليه وارسم الاكستنشن of the what of the reflected rays. اوكي طيب. So we have, as we see here, we have extension, and here we have another extension. The two extensions will intersect behind the mirror. So the image is what? Is here, and at the point of intersection of extensions. So we will draw the image is here, and the image in this case is upright or erect. يعني معدول. So the image is what? Number one, erect. Any object is erect or any image is erect is virtual. Virtual يعني صورة not real, يعني can't be received on a screen. Number three, image is magnified or enlarged, يعني مكبر, magnified or enlarged. Number four, the image behind the mirror. And we know nothing behind the mirror because this image is virtual. يعني مفيش أصلا حاجة ورا المراية. صورة تقديرية. Behind the mirror. So in this problem, we use what? We use rule number one, light ray falling parallel to principal axis, reflected through focus. And we will use rule number three, light ray passes through the center of curvature, it will reflect on itself. And then we will take extension from the both reflected rays, and at the point of intersection of the reflected ray we have the image. Some kinds here, dear students, if the object at مثلا ممكن ناخدها problem هنا كده. If the object نكتبها at distance equal focal length. Object at distance equal focal length. So طبعا I will use the protractor to draw the arc. Okay. Okay. طبعا هنقول ايه ان احنا we use the protractor, then we will use the ruler طبعا to draw the principal axis by two equal distances as radius of curvature. Okay. After we use the protractor and ruler, here the object at distance equal what? The object at distance equal focal length. Equal what? Equal focal length. يعني طبعا هنا we have P, we have F, we have C by using ruler. Object is here. Distance equal focal length at focus. Here at focus we have rule number one. Light ray falling parallel to the principal axis, it will reflect through focus. And we will use rule number what? Rule number, yes, number three. In this rule, the light ray falling through the center of curvature from the head of the object, reflect on itself. Here we have no intersection. Here we have no intersection of the reflected rays. No intersection. So we will use what? Extension by ruler. برضو بالruler. As we have here the extension of the reflected ray in this direction and another extension of the reflected ray in this direction. زي ما احنا هنشوف كده. The reflected rays doesn't or didn't intersect. They are parallel. So in this case, only in this case, we have no image. مفيش صورة. Give reason for. If the object at focus no image. ليه؟ Because no intersection of reflected rays or extensions. ولا reflected rays intersect or their extensions. اوكي؟ هنرجع هنا في عندنا كيس اللي هي دي نمبر 5. نمبر 5 بتقول ايه؟ اخر حاجه هنقولها مع بعض النهارده. زي ما انتم شايفين image is erect. Only one case the image is is erect. We have give reason for. To obtain، يا ريت تسمعوا كويس، بيقول لي to obtain a suitable image. عشان احصل على suitable image. كلمة suitable مناسب يعني. The object should be stand a distance what? A distance less than focal length. To obtain suitable image, the object should be a distance less than focal length. ليه؟ Because in this case the image is erect. شفتوا السؤال قد ايه والاجابه قد ايه؟ In this case the image is erect. Why we obtain suitable image if the object at distance less than focal length? Only because the image is erect. And by this example, dear students, we have to end this episode. Next time, inshallah, we will complete our syllabus with a new lesson as lesson 2, which talking about the lenses, uses of the lenses and types of the lens. Until we meet again, thank you, see you, goodbye.